In this corner, one of the most peerless landscapes in the world, the arid Australian outback. In this corner, one of the most resilient survivors in the world, the great kangaroo, with skills shaped by millions of years of evolution. So, this time, we will broadcast a documentary about great kangaroo, one of Australia's most unusual animals. Australia, the oldest continent on the planet, almost 3/4 on it look like this. At its center, it gets only 5 inches of rain a year. The mercury can be 110 degrees Fahrenheit, but the hardest part for those who live here is the climate, unpredictable personality. This is a place where there are no chill seasons, only moods. To make it here, you need to be able to roll with the punctures and shift gear in a hurry. The acknowledged master of that art is Australian outback, is the kangaroo, the largest marsupials in the world. Micropop gigantis.
Yeah, you got that right.
Actually it means gigantic, large foot.
Boy, mate.
In fact, they have 2 gigantic feet.
2? I thought I had 3.
That's your tail. They are extremely adaptable and enjoy nibbling on grass, which is why they love this golf course.
Don't you mean this obstacle course?
Some say there are too many of them.
Keep your opinion to yourself, mate.
Male kangaroos can be taller than most Asian humans.
Yeah, I'm bigger than you. Let's fight!
In fact, when the girls, Sheilas, are around, they are ready to fight for their attention.
Oh, crikey, Daddy, check him out. Alright.
The males use their strong tails to balance and their big feet.
I think I'm just gonna sit this one out.
To investigate and search more knowledge about the kangaroo, we just go to the Caversham Wildlife Park. Now, let's have a search about the kangaroos and enjoy ourselves. There can be no doubt that the kangaroo is a symbol of Australia and appear on the Australian coat of arms and on the theme of the cuirasses, and is also used by some of Australian well-known organizations, including Qantas and the Royal Australia Air Force. The kangaroo is really important to both Australian culture and national image, and consequently there are numerous people cultural references. You can see many kangaroos anywhere outside the cities and towns in Australia, not only in zoos.
Tôi yang tôi lagi makan dulu.
Kangaroo have the chamber stomachs similar to those of cattle and sheep. They regurgitate the vegetation they have eaten, chew it as cold, and then swallow it again for the final digestion. Different species kangaroos have different diets, although are all the strict behaviors. The eastern grey kangaroos is predominantly a grazers, eating a wide variety of grasses, whereas some other species, for example, the red kangaroos, including significant amount of shrub of their diets. In incision, are able to crop grass close to the ground, and its molar chops and the greater grass. Since 2 sides of the lower jaws are not joined together, the lower incisions are faster apart, giving the kangaroo a wide beat. The size in grass is abrasive, so kangaroos molar move forward as they are at the ground down, and eventually fall off, replaced by the new teeth that grows in the bank. The process is known as the cephalodontis, and among the other mammals, only occurs in elephants and manatees. Female is present. Kangaroo females are almost always present. They have evolved to adapt their reproductive system to the unpredictable whim of the environment. At any given moment, a female can have 3 orphans to care for, each at a different stage of development. In fact, kangaroos have developed numbers of adaptations to the dry, effective countries and highly variable climates. As with all marsupials, the young are born at a very early stage of development, after a gestation 31 to 38 days. At this stage, only the forelimbs are somewhat developed to allow the newborn to climb to the punch and attach a treat. In comparison, a human involved at a similar stage of development would be about 7 weeks old, and premature babies born at less than 23 weeks are usually not mature enough to survive. When the jury is born, it always about the size like a lima bean, and the jury will usually stay under the punch for about 118 to 370 days before starting to leave the punch for small period of the time. It is usually fed by his mother until reaching 18 months. They store elastic string energy in the tender of their large hind legs, providing most of energies required for each hop by the string's action of the tender rather than by any muscle effect. This is true in any animal species which have the muscle connected to their selected through elastic elements, such as the tendons, but the effect is more pronounced in kangaroos. There is also a link between the hop action and the brains. As the feet leave the ground, air is expelled from the lungs, bring the feet forwards ready for landing, reflect the lungs, providing future energy efficiency. Studies of kangaroos and the wallabies have demonstrated beyond the minimal energy expenditures required to hop at all. Increased speed requires very little extra effort, and the extra energy is required to carry extra weight. For kangaroo, the key benefit of hopping is not speed to escape the pensters. The top speed of kangaroo is no longer than that of a similar size kangaroo, but the Australian native predators are in any case less efficient than those of other countries. But economy, in any inferior countries with highly various weather patterns, the ability of kangaroos to travel long distance at a moderately high speed in search of a food source encouraged to survive. New research has also revealed that a kangaroo tails act as a third leg rather than just a balance strap. Kangaroos have a unique 3-stage walk where they plant their front legs and tail first, then push off their tail, followed lastly by the back legs. The propulsive force of the tires equal to both the front and the hind legs combined, and performance as much work as the human legs working can at the same speed. Many people always feel curious and wonder 2 questions about Greek kangaroos. The first question is, how they on earth keep calm in very arid outback? There is no doubt that as for us human beings, we can wear a straw hat or stay in an air-conditioned room. But indeed, they can't. So, how they deal with that. There are three things are really important for kangaroos to bear under the intensive heat of the summer. The first thing is tree shade. The second thing is tree shade. The third thing is tree shade as well. See how tree shade is important for kangaroos to bear under the intensive sunshine. Kangaroos are gregarious and from open membership groups. The groups are made up of 2 to 3 females, and they are often spring with the same number of males, of which one is dominant. That sounds quite like primitive nomadic tribes. However, kangaroos are not territorials and usually fight only females are in estrus. They just exist in a dominant hierarchy, and the dominant individual gain access of better source of food and area of shade. Undoubtedly, in Australia outback with scare methods and real tree shade, they are quite hard accuracy. See, they are not stupid at all.